This is John Brabbs from RunMichigan.com talking to Desiree Davila, who just finished as the runner-up at the Boston Marathon for this year, 2011. And I mean, what did you think of the whole experience out there? I guess from the time you got out there until I guess all your different interviews.
It was definitely an experience. The whole thing was great. From the minute I got there, the people at John Hancock and who put on the Boston Marathon just treated you like, superstars and took care of you very well. The press conference was a bit overwhelming. I don't think I've ever had that much attention, which was kind of ironic because the big question was like, how come you don't ever get any attention? So I was like, wait, there are like 17 of you up here. What do you mean? got a little confusing, but so that stuff all was good. And then obviously the race itself basically went just about perfect plan-wise, and I couldn't have asked for more. So yeah, the whole thing was very memorable and definitely one of the best experiences of my life.
And standing on the starting line that morning, I mean, it had to feel good that it sounded like the weather or the temperature for the weather was good. Had a tailwind. What were you thinking at that point? And I know from talking from you and also Kevin and Keith, you guys had a game plan to run basically 5:30.
Yeah, I think it was good just because you knew there wasn't going to be any extra factors that you had to worry about. It was like, okay, the weather's what we need, and is a good day just to go out and do what the plan was. You didn't have to make any adjustments, or you didn't even have to really think on the fly. It was like, okay, just go and stick to the game plan. So that kind of got to the start line feeling pretty confident about that.
And when you got up to Heartbreak Hill and those hills, how were you feeling at that point?
I felt great, actually. There was a big move, I think, around 14 to 15. I think it's the biggest downhill on the course, and actually on the course tour there was a lot of mention like, hey, a lot of breaks happen here, and then ironically, what people say, a lot of races are lost on heartbreak. So there was a big move, and I just kind of stayed back of it because I thought it was too aggressive. And then going up, making the right turn by the fire station, going up the hills, I felt really comfortable, and I could tell that move took a lot out of people. So it was nice to be able to look up and just kind of pick people off along the way.
And I know you're training here in Michigan. Do you feel that prepared you well for those hills there in Boston?
Absolutely. I did go up north a couple times, really early on, and the hills out there were perfect to train on and just kind of break you in for that. And then we did a lot in Lake Orion, Michigan. I think Drainer Road is that's so much more steep and intense than anything that was in Boston, and that was a big chunk of our simulator run. So yeah, I was definitely prepared.
And what were you thinking going those last 3 miles? When you were right there, and that had to feel good that you knew you were right where you wanted to be, right?
Absolutely. It was kind of like watching the plan come together, and I knew I had to keep it aggressive and keep it honest, just keep pushing the pace. So, and again, it was just like knowing that the plan was kind of falling into place, and then just see what I had the last 800, or hopefully break them before that. But obviously that part didn't quite come together, and maybe another day it will.
And how have these last few days been since Boston? Has it been kind of hectic for you?
It's been busy, but that's what you want. You want to be running well, and if you're running well, that's part of the deal. And that's okay. It's good for the sport. It's fun to go out and talk about running and have people be excited about running. So.
And I assume it didn't bother you at all that going into Boston, I assume nobody really thought you were capable of winning, even though you knew you were. That bothered you at all?
Not at all. I mean, I went in with the 2:26:20 PR, and that was about 15th out of the 20 people they brought in. So I can understand why I wasn't a big favorite. So that's good. It's good to go in and surprise people.
Yeah. And how does it feel now? I heard you get to throw out the first pitch on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, I'm really looking forward to that. I got second, and I'm very aware of that, but I feel like everyone's looking at it like a victory, and hopefully next time we'll actually be able to get that first place spot.
Yeah, and I know you now have the America's fastest time there for women at the Boston Marathon, so that's got to be exciting, right?
Absolutely, especially looking, being right next to Joni in anything is a good spot to be. So to be right there that's great.
And I understand now you also are the third fastest American woman for a marathon too.
Yep, that's where I am now. So one step at a time.
Yeah. And now with this, I know that you still the big goal is qualifying for the Olympics in January of 2012. What do you do now to I guess take a little bit downtime and then get back to, like I think you were saying earlier about running the outdoor championships and then focusing on the marathon after that?
Yep, it'll be a 10K on the track and then some shorter stuff just to kind of get the legs back turning over and take a little break away from the marathon, and then as we start gearing up for the trials, that'll probably feel pretty nice to go in and start doing the high mileage again.
And I assume, just like you did with Boston, you'll get some time to get down there to Houston ahead of time to see the course?
I'm assuming that's what they'll have us do. There's no official word yet, but I can't imagine that Kevin and Keith don't have that in the plans.
And I know you'll at least get to talk to like Melissa about, since she ran the half marathon and which was on the course, you'll at least have a teammate that can tell you a little bit about what the course was like that she ran this year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that her experience there will be interesting, and definitely pick her brain. But and actually, I've heard that there might be some changes to that anyway. So I don't know how important that experience will end up being, and if the course will be even similar to what it was. But we'll go out no matter what and find out. So it'll be good.
All right. Well, I guess from RunMichigan.com, I just want to congratulate you on your runner-up position out there, and also, as I was telling Kevin and Keith, you provided a very, very exciting race. I know watching back here, it was a lot of fun to watch that race, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.